Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. I thought the May 5th edition of Monday Night Raw was awesome. Stories were developed. There was four really good matches, and the show ended perfectly after a great main event where CM Punk comes back, saves the show, and then even after that, we have Logan Paul punching Jey Uso in the face to set up even more for Jey Uso and Logan Paul, as Logan Paul's really the true first challenger for Jey Uso. And I'm sort of tired of people saying that there's never any good matches on Raw. They're just coasting. Like, that's just not accurate. Since WrestleMania, Raw has been really good. And this was probably the best Monday Night Raw. The May 5th edition was probably the best episode of Monday Night Raw since Mania. I mean, we got four absolutely banger matches. Before the show started, my prediction was that Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez was going to be match of the night. Now, I didn't realize that Sheamus was going to come back and have a banger with Austin Theory. I did know that Rusev and Otis was going to be awesome. Rusev looked like an absolute beast. If we didn't know based on his promo whether he's going to be a babyface or a heel, I think we know now that he is a heel, and I would love to see Rusev and Otis actually go deep into a feud and see what can be produced out of Otis. We know that Otis is just oozing with charisma and energy, and the crowd loves him. But what can he do with maybe a longer-term feud with someone like Rusev, who has experience, who understands what he's doing, who is a very good professional wrestler, and can draw something out of Otis that could potentially, boost Otis maybe into a mid-card status where he has consistent matches on Raw, or a feud that can show more of his personality. And so I would really love to see Rusev and Otis go at it a few more times, just to draw something out of Otis, to see what he's got in there. And then Rusev can sort of continue with his sort of vigilante justice, whatever he's trying. I like that idea. I like the vigilante justice Rusev. I like the sort of mean, brutal, athletic Rusev. But I'd love to see a little bit deeper feud with Otis to see where Otis might fit in all of this. Again, Sheamus returns, has a match with Austin Theory. That match is fantastic because Austin Theory deserves much more credit than he gets as being a fantastic worker who can produce in the ring with pretty much anyone. Then we had what I thought was going to be the match of the night, which I'll still consider the match of the night, which is Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky. Absolutely incredible work from those women. And then we saw Jillia, and I think that's how you pronounce her name, or Julia, beat up Io Sky after the match, like a little sort of bow situation. Roxanne, sort of, dekes her, and then the girl comes out and they both beat her up. I'm pretty sure there's a tag match now scheduled for next week. I don't know who Io Sky's partner is. It's just sort of, my mind is blank at this moment, but there will be a tag match potentially leading to a Julia Io Sky match at some point. I would love to see another Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky match at some point. That match was fantastic. The women just know how to wrestle in the ring. Execution at a very high level between Perez and Io Sky. I thought that was match of the night, with a close one being the surprise main event between Jey Uso and Seth Rollins, and this whole situation we have brewing with Rollins, Heyman, and Braun Breaker, and CM Punk, Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns is all fantastic right now. The match was great. Paul Heyman sort of finagled and manipulated Jey Uso into having the match. It was very close to being over. You saw the Falcon's arrow. You saw the move from the spot, the suplex from the top. You saw the curb stomp, but it looked like Jey Uso tried to avoid it with his arm. All sorts of things. He got the 2 count, and then you have the distraction with Braun Breaker doing the spear on the outside, potentially then throwing him back in. Seth Rollins might win the World Heavyweight Championship on an episode of Monday Night Raw, and then boom, CM Punk comes out. CM Punk comes out and saves the day. Now we have this sort of thing happening between Sami Zayn and CM Punk and Roman Reigns whenever he feels like coming to work, and Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Seth Rollins. That is amazing. That match was really good. When pro wrestling is done correct, You just get deeply invested in what's happening, and that's what happened for me, at least, throughout this whole episode of Monday Night Raw. It was a fantastic episode. I was drawn into the matches, the stories, the development of the stories. It was perfect. Great job, everyone involved. And then the show ends again with Logan Paul punching Jey Uso right in the face to lead for their actual feud, which I'm not sure if that they'll have a match at Backlash. It seems like they will. Maybe they'll have one later. Maybe the feud will be extended past one PLE just so that Jey Uso can sink his teeth into a really good first challenger. But he is going to get involved into this Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns type thing, because at some point Seth Rollins is going to take that World Heavyweight Championship away from Jey Uso, and then Sami Zayn is going to win the big one at WrestleMania 42. Just what I think. But we also had some amazing promos, amazing emotion from people last night on this May 5th edition of Monday Night Raw. One being Paul Heyman, the other being Pat McAfee. We know that Paul Heyman is the greatest of all time. Every time he speaks, every time he's invested in something, every time he comes out, he just makes you care so much. And when he opened the show last night for Monday Night Raw with Jey Uso, you could just see besides his unbelievably, incredibly dark spray tan, which him and Braun Breaker seem to have gotten together. Just don't understand the point. Glad Seth Rollins still looks like a normal person. You got Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman, who got the darkest spray tan you could possibly get. But while that's happening, while we're focused on his spray tan, Paul Heyman is actually just diving deep into why he believes the way he did, why he did the things to Roman Reigns. And every word he says, you're attached to because he says it with full conviction. That's 40 years of practice. That's time under tension. So when he speaks, he knows exactly how he wants to say it, what it means, and how it's going to be portrayed by the WWE audience. Paul Heyman is a living legend, is a GOAT. We got to give that man his flowers at every single chance we get, because when he gets involved in something, it means something. Bloodline, what's happening now, everything he said to Jey Uso on this May 5th edition of Monday Night Raw just makes you care so much more. He's that good, and every wrestler should be watching that type of stuff. They should also be watching Pat McAfee. Why? Because when Pat McAfee talks, people care. Why is he so good at talking? Because he spends all day behind a microphone, which means, again, just like Paul Heyman, he has time under tension. He has consistency. He has reps. He understands what he wants to say. He has a good cadence, a good flow. He understands how to draw people's emotion into what he's doing. This is what wrestling is all about. Drawing people in, having them invest in care in every word that you say, and then every word that you say, you deeply, deeply mean it, and you say it with conviction. And Paul Heyman and Pat McAfee have done an amazing job at that, simply because they have time under tension, they do it consistently, and they have reps. Paul Heyman, specifically 40 years in the business, is a master. Pat McAfee done it at his show. At College Game Day, just so much time under tension with the microphone that he's so comfortable with it, and he knows what he wants to say, how he wants to say it, and the conviction he wants to portray with it. Now, I think Gunther should absolutely eat Pat McAfee for fucking lunch. It shouldn't even be a contest. Yes, Pat McAfee is amazing behind the microphone, but Gunther is one of the most dangerous professional wrestlers on the planet. And I think what's going to happen is Gunther is going to be destroying Pat McAfee, and then Goldberg is going to save the day. That's my prediction. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but there have been rumors, because it all leads to Backlash, which is shaping up to be an absolutely incredible PLE with so many things happening. But I think Backlash really is just the start of some really, really big stuff, like with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Rollins, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, potentially even more from a Logan Paul and a Jey Uso, potentially more from a Gunther, Pat McAfee, and a Goldberg. It says one last time for John Cena and Randy Orton. I don't think that's the case either. It's just a really, really good show, and this episode, this May 5th edition of Monday Night Raw, really developed some of those stories with some banger matches, and I'm really looking forward to Backlash. Hopefully you are too. So like this video, comment below what you think, what you're most looking forward to, just anything you have to say about anything. It doesn't even have to be about professional wrestling. Just leave me a comment down below. Drop an elephant in the comment section so I know that you reached the end of this video. But really like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys so much for building this channel with me and following me along on this journey. I absolutely love, talking about professional wrestling, and hopefully you love professional wrestling as well, or else you wouldn't be here. Anyways, either way, now I'm rambling, but I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.